Doug Flynn joins us, certified financial planner, co-founder of Flynn Zito Capital Management. So that's a pretty good November for the 401ks out there. Do you think this stock market rally has legs, as they say? Will it continue?
It looks, it's funny. The 36,000 on the Dow, we went up 500 points today, is a sort of a line you want to look at to see if we can come through that. The next one would be 37,000. There's some key triggers that they relate to the S&P at 4,600 and 4,800. Those are some resistance levels. So We'll see if we can actually get above that. There are good things out there. I think, the inflation numbers and the general consensus. And a lot of the inflation caused a lot of the companies to charge more, and the charging more means that they have higher earnings than we thought because they charged more and they made more money. So whether or not that can continue next year, I'm not sure. So they're a little bit iffy on next year.
Well, let's talk about inflation. We had that number out today. You're all over the numbers, which I don't know what happened with our wacky numbers that popped up there, but you're right. The Dow was up 520 points today. It wraps up a terrific month. Inflation, the PCE deflator, as they call it, that came out today, that's kind of the Fed's favorite, right, in signs of inflation. So where are we on all of that?
Yeah, so the big difference for those, if you're listening to the CPI versus the PCE, is the CPI is really what things cost. And the reason why the Fed likes the PCE is because that's what people spend. And that's the key differential there. But basically, they both came out the same way. So we're at the same 3.5-ish% inflation rate. That's come way down. We're on our way maybe to 3 and then lower. Okay. And that's what we're banking on. And so that is why the markets are reading that and saying this is a good thing, inflation down, and then maybe we get lower interest rates. I mean, some of the numbers I'm seeing from the market are saying an expectation of lowering interest rates by a full percentage point next year. That's a bit much now for me, but that's what it's saying right now.
Yeah, we were having a debate about how much they would keep hiking rates, and now it's only a matter of time until how much they apparently cut rates by maybe a lot. So it's an interesting environment. What about gas prices? Because oil today was a story because the OPEC Plus countries came out with a significant cut in production. What's the impact on that, if anything, do you think?
OPEC just doesn't have the, panache it used to have, if you will, because, the world and the U.S. are at all-time highs of output. And China has lower demand because of their economy not being so well. So if you have a lot of output and lower demand, prices are coming down. So they're saying, hey, let's cut our output to maybe raise prices. But this is voluntary. And I always think of like OPEC being like a 5-year-old kid, and you put in front of them a piece of chocolate or a $5 bill. And the piece of chocolate is here and now, and the $5 bill is delayed. Which one's the 5-year-old going to go for? So I don't know how much compliance you're going to get with production cuts from the OPEC members, and how much of an impact it's really going to have.
I was trying to think of a creative way to use that analogy to transition to talking about Elon Musk and Cybertrucks, but I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. So I don't know if I'll see you driving around Long Island in one of these anytime soon, but it's officially out, the Cybertruck from Tesla. And this event, we've been dipping in and out of it in Austin, Texas last hour. Elon Musk has been in the news for all kinds of reasons, but today it's for his business. And I just want to play a little bit of what he said. Apparently, I was just reading an article about it. I think I have this right, that the lower end version is going to be about 60 grand, and the upper end is about 100 grand on this Cybertruck. But this, apparently they didn't have enough in their budget for lighting at their event, which is unfortunate with Tesla. But here's Elon Musk talking about his own truck a short time ago.
We have a car here that experts said was impossible, that experts said would never be made, that it really is the most, I think it's our best product. I think it's the most unique thing on the road. And finally, the future will look like the future.
Looks like he's in the witness protection program or something, but the message there about this Cybertruck, we've been waiting for years, or the market has been waiting for years for this thing. We knew what it looked like. Now it's out. Is it a big deal business-wise for Tesla, do you think?
Well, full disclosure, I put my deposit down in November of 2019. I'm number 126,701, so maybe I'll pick you up and we'll take a ride.
Wait, so what does that mean? When will you get it, for real?
I have no idea.
Really?
I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, of course, how many of those people will actually take it? I was thinking of a previous one, and I didn't take it. So who knows how many of this million-plus reservations will actually take it when you get the final numbers. But obviously, everyone's been waiting for it. We'll see what it's about. We'll see how much money this can add to Tesla. The stock is up basically doubled so far this year to date, and the outlook is pretty good for that. I was also happy to hear no profanity in his in that speech today, unlike yesterday. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
I don't know what the business implications of telling your advertisers to go, F themselves, as he literally did yesterday is, but that's another company. This is Tesla. By the way, when you get your truck, you got to. We'll send a crew. We'll have you drive into the studio here.
Awesome.
You would look great coming out. We'll document the whole thing. The tough-looking Doug Flynn coming out of a Cybertruck. Thank you, Doug.
You got a deal.
All right.
We'll do it.